Again, you know what you might want to do? You might want to go to Google and ask Google a question and ask them, how come there are so many different sects of Muslims? It's pretty amazing. And, you know, you sort of almost feel sorry for the good Muslims because they all get thrown into the same pot because they're Muslims. But the reality is, it depends on what sect they belong to. For example, Al-Qaeda, they generally are Sunni. Now, for whatever reason, the majority of Muslims in countries like in Syria and like it was in Libya, although they're Muslims, they're controlled by Shia. And the majority of Muslims in those countries are Sunni. So what ends up happening is you have the minority controlling the majority, so that builds a lot of resentments. And the fundamental problem is then you've got subsects of Muslims. So when someone says to you that they're a Muslim, that doesn't really tell you what kind of person you might be dealing with. You have to sort of drill down and find out what their beliefs are. Not all Muslims, I don't believe, hate Jews, and not all Muslims, I don't believe, think that Jews come from pigs and apes. Now, there are Muslims that do think that way. Mohammed Morsi, the president of Egypt, he is one of them. You can actually Google that, and you can see that those are exactly the words that he used. Now, he's also a Sunni. Now, Barack Obama's father was a Sunni. And I believe that Obama Jr., you know, the guy with the ears like this, you know what I mean? Like Alfred E. Newman. I believe he's also a Sunni. And for whatever reason, certain sects detest other sects. And that's why I think Obama is doing what he's doing, to depose the leaders of the countries that are Muslim, that are ruled not by Sunnis, but by Shia. Now, Gaddafi was a Shiite, and his mother was also Jewish, so he had a double whammy against him. Hey, McCain, you said that you didn't know of any laws that Obama broke that are impeachable. What about when he sent the Air Force in to whack Gaddafi's military? He didn't ask you. He didn't ask Congress. Hey, McCain, if you knew the Constitution, you know that's impeachable. But anyway, so the reality of it is, it's dangerous to assume. We should never assume. And the problem is, you have, again, different sects of Muslims within each sect. The Muslim Brotherhood, they're, again, Sunni. Now you sort of wonder, if they're Sunni, and if Al-Qaeda is Sunni, why would Obama whack him with drones when he himself is Sunni? And that's, again, because they have different beliefs within their subsection. Does that make any sense? It's really crazy. Like I say, go Google it. I wouldn't call it fascinating. I would call it interesting. You know? And again, I feel sorry for the good Muslims, because there are good Muslims that haven't been brainwashed from birth the way a lot of other Muslims have been, to hate Jews, to hate anybody other than their own sect. You know? The infidel. I mean, what's with that? Not all Muslims feel that way. But the problem is, how do you tell the difference? You know? It's pretty scary. What I don't understand is why women would support Muslims. And I'm talking about the Muslim women, based on what they have to go through. You know, they have to accept the fact that their husbands can have 4 wives, accept the fact that if their husbands want to have sex with one of their own daughters, he just says, hey, that's not my daughter, you committed adultery, and then he has sex with his daughter. I mean, they have a lot of real weird customs. And I guess you have to determine what you're going to believe within any particular religion. But There's some strange stuff going on. Anyway, yeah, so go Google it and see what you can come up with. I think it's not, again, fascinating. I think it's interesting. And it's also scary when you've got the radical extremists, like I think we have running around the White House. You know what I mean? He has an agenda. And I think his agenda is the caliphate to take over the entire world with Muslims. There's no doubt that Obama hates America. You actually have to feel sorry for him. You know, his mother abandoned him. His father, whoever his father is, and we don't even know who his father is. You know, I think for somebody to be in the Oval Office, what they need to do is they need to dig up a couple of people. They need to dig up Obama Sr., and they need to dig up that communist, you know. And we know where they're all buried. Yeah. And determine through DNA who his papa is. Because he sure looks like Frank Marshal Davis. And he doesn't look like Obama Sr. Look at his complexion. Look at Frank Marshal Davis's complexion. You know those pockmarks? They're starting to pop up on Bozo's face. Yet if you look at Barack Obama Sr., he didn't have those. Anyway, that's not going to happen, and I sort of diverted, and I apologize for the diversion. But yeah, go to Google and check it out for yourself. They have a whole lot of different sects. And I guess the ones that are really whacked are the ones that are cutting throats. Or just killing people in general. Check it out. Let me know what you think.